Bottom line, don't rev too long because your hood will engulf in flame. And that's exactly what happened. I'm looking through the windshield. My hood starts on fire. All right. Episode 70.
Big 7-0.
We are coming off a hot one. Coming off the episode 69. We're going to keep it a little bit lighter today. I don't think it's possible to come back in as hot as we did last week. So,
You know what's funny is I had this thought today. And I think I'm just gonna get it out of the way to stay hot, but it's gonna be quick.
okay.
Could be a quick yes or no, but if you got an explanation for your answer, I'd like to hear it. Um, without, would you think you'd be able to do porn? Like the act of it, not necessarily like having a big dick, because it's like whatever. But do you
No,
think
yeah.
you'd be able to make it happen and put on a good show for all the people out there?
I don't think I'd be able to put on a good show. I think that
No.
there's so many there's intricacies to it that you actually have to be a pro,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't
Yeah,
think that I'd be any good.
that's fair.
I never want to see it ever either. You know,
Yeah. Okay.
I'm not the guy that's got the 50 Shades of Grey camcorder going
Yeah,
while
the
I'm fucking.
tripod set up in the corner.
It ain't happening.
Okay.
And
Me
if it
neither,
does
honestly.
happen, I don't want the flash drive. Somebody else can hold on to that.
It goes into a safe that gets buried.
You think that you could?
I don't. I was just curious. I don't know. I just heard some shit, and it was just this guy talking about how he thinks he'd be able to do it and all this, and I was like, I don't think I would be able to. Like, I don't think that's up my alley. Like, I'm a
I
performer in terms of like life. Like, I think I can, get it done anywhere, but I don't know if I can get it done in that situation where it'd be entertaining to people that want it. I don't know why. I just was like, oh, this would be a weird little segue from last week. I just wanted to kind of bring it up.
even this what we're doing now, at the beginning it was like, holy fuck, you don't really realize what you're getting yourself into until you start talking into a microphone, and then you're like, oh shit, I don't really have that much to say or anything interesting to say. So it takes a
Yeah.
while to get there. So I feel like it'd be the
Yeah.
same. I'd have to be on porn 70 to feel comfortable. Like, we're on episode 70 now.
That's fair. All
I don't
right.
know if I'm
That's fair
prepared to
enough.
put that time in.
Yeah. Once a week for fucking 70 weeks? No way, dude.
Yeah, if we get big enough, we'll do a Dirty Jobs episode where one of us does porn.
Jack.
Yeah, Jack. It was no question about it. It was gonna be Jack.
That's what he gets for missing 70.
Yes, Jack is not here. Bob in Detroit, Mike in Chicago. We are Jackless today. We were all together this weekend though. We had a good time, I thought.
Absolutely. Yeah. It was a
Little
little
golf.
sporadic,
It was a little
but
sporadic.
yeah, I had a great time.
Saturday we woke up and played some golf. Mike got here on Friday night, and then Saturday we woke up and played some golf. And then me, Jack, and Mike. And then I had our country music event here in Detroit, which is called the Hoedown, which our radio station is involved in. So went down to help with that. And then after that, we just tailgated. It was Tim McGraw at Hoedown this year. So, and he puts on a fucking crazy show. So it was a great time. And then Mike and Jack popped over to a comedy show as the concert was about to start. So yeah, we kind of split ways. It was like Mike said, it was just a little sporadic, but good day.
Yeah.
Great day.
Dude, I almost had a bad day though. So, I mean, I think I told you, I would assume so. But anyways, we're going to this comedy show. I got tickets at 7:30, right? We get downtown and the thing, it says like the Detroit Comedy Den or whatever.
Yep.
None of us know that it's in like the Fox Theater or whatever the fuck it's called, right? The Fox, that's what it's called, the Fox.
Yep.
Yeah. So I'm like, dude,
No,
that's not it. No.
or you were underneath Hockey Town Cafe, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's where it was. So it's for people that live in Detroit that listen or know Detroit. There's it's basically goes Fox Theater, then Hockey Town Cafe, and then Little Caesars Arena. Hockey Town Cafe is kind of smushed in between a couple venues because Fillmore's right next to Fox. So there's like a bunch of venues right there. And yeah, Detroit comedy club's in the basement of the hockey town.
Yeah, so we were walking around with our heads cut off, and Jack's friend was like, "No, I know where we're going." I was like, I was pissed because I'm like, "No, you don't. Like, no one knows where we're going because we're not there. The show starts in
Right.
6 seconds. We're not fucking there." Um, so I sat down and was like looking at I'm like sitting on the side of the road, like I'm looking at my phone, like where the fuck do I go, type of thing. And they
Yeah.
keep walking. They're like, "Mike, get the fuck over here." I was like, I don't wanna, you know what I mean? Like I was being a baby because I'm like, dude, I'm gonna miss this fucking show. Get in there. Lo and behold, show started. Pretty much almost over, I guess, when we get in there. And I was like, well, what can I do? And the guy at the counter was like, I can give you guys tickets to the next show as long as you show me your tickets for this show. And I was like, fuck yeah, because there was a 9 o'clock show. And I'm like, thank God, dude. Otherwise, I'd have been so upset because we could have just stayed at the fucking hoedown the whole time. Maybe not got
Right.
into the concert, but at least stay another couple hours, you know? But it was a great time, man. Shout out Little Sasquatch, dude. Barstool guy, fucking son of boy dad. He's the truth, bro. That dude is the next one up. Like, I legitimately was not sure if he was going to be like it. Dude
Yeah.
was so fucking funny, and I was so impressed, and I was like, dude, this guy is the truth. So look out for that guy, fucking Lil Sass, my boy Harry. I was so impressed, honestly. Like I was so happy he was good.
So he just like looked comfortable, sounded like everything was smooth,
Yeah,
not a
it
hitch
was
in the
just
giddy up
good.
at any point.
No, it was just good. And like I watched Son of a Boy Dad and the Yak, the two pods that he's on for Barstool, and like he's always like getting picked on and like kind of like not necessarily uncomfortable, but like he throws in like a lot of like jokes in there, like bullshit, but like he's not. I mean, Son of a Boy Dad, he's the star of the show, but like it's not the same. Where like he was in his fucking element up there, dude. Like he was just on one, and his jokes were funny. They were like a little over the line, but just enough to where they weren't horrible. And
Yep.
like it was, he spun them the right way. It was very good. The delivery was good. The content was good. It was I was fucking he's gonna have a special out soon, I know it, and I'm gonna be like, yeah, I saw this motherfucker in concert
Yeah,
or
that's sick.
show. Yeah. I was
Especially with
very
like if you're at all like in follow any comedians and stuff on Instagram, like I feel like comedy the last 2 years has really blown since COVID, I think.
yeah,
Like you're seeing
yeah.
a lot more of like people talk about the intricacies of comedy and things like that. Like Rogan talks about it a lot, but then you hear guys like Shane Gillis and Theo and all these other guys talk about it. But it's got to be so tough to get into right now because everybody's so good. Everybody's on TikTok. Everybody's killing it.
Hmm.
Like, yeah, I
And I
never
feel
would have
like,
thought Sass would have been like a killer up there.
dude, and the thing is, he's opening up for fucking Gillis and shit, dude, in some spots.
Yeah,
Like Gillis
that's
will be like, "Hey, you want
crazy.
to open for me?" Yeah, it's crazy. And like, it's funny because your sister, I said, little Sasquatch, and your sister was like, "Tell me Francis Ellis is gonna be there," and I was like, "No, that'd be sick." Because she's like, "Oh, I fucking love that guy," and I was like, "Oh, so you guys know who we're going to see?" It was very good
Yeah,
because like at first I was like, they're not gonna know who the fuck this guy is, and then everybody that was there was like, "Oh, I know Sass." I'm like, "Oh, fuck yeah."
yeah.
Um, but back to your point about the comedy thing too is like, especially in New York, like because comedy is so saturated there because it's so easy to get up anywhere.
Mm.
Like you can go do 3 mics in a night in fucking any little club in Chicago, Jesus, in New York. So it's like there's a billion people doing it out there, and for to actually like make it past that, I feel like it's got to be so hard because, like you said, everyone's so good. There's so much you can be everywhere at once, so yeah, it's definitely interesting.
There's probably some pros and cons of working at the place that he does too. I'm sure there's some pros
Hmm.
that like he knows some more people that, and has a little bit more of an in than most people. But at the same
Absolutely.
time, cons like, oh, like this guy just fucking works for Barstool. Like he's not a comedian.
Hmm.
He doesn't understand what our grind really is. So
Yeah, especially when like the image of Barstool too is so kind of distorted in general, like where I feel like everyone kind of think it's like this misogynistic, like
it's one
fucking
way or
oh
another.
yeah, exactly. Like you either understand and you love it, or you're just like, oh fuck Barstool,
Right.
Portnoy,
Yep.
you're a pig, yada yada, type shit like that. Um, But yeah, so you're definitely right. I definitely think there's pros and cons, but big fan. Have you seen his the comedy sketch show that they did that him and Fights do?
I haven't watched it yet, but it's on my list because I love fights. I think fights is
Dude,
fucking hilarious.
so you always kind of said that, and I don't watch KFC really or listen to it that much. I see bits and pieces and whatnot, but he might be the funniest person at Barstool, no
I
joke.
agree. His
Dude,
brain is one of a kind.
insane. It's
One of a
insane, dude.
kind.
He so fucking funny. You need to get on it, dude. They're only like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it's fucking. They're funny, and him and Sass together are fucking funny, man.
Yeah, I definitely got to get on that. Who's like, do you have somebody right now that you're like, damn, I really need to go see that person? I know that you just saw John Mulvaney or what's that guy's name?
Mulaney,
Mulaney. Yeah.
Mulaney.
You saw Mulaney
Um,
recently.
so right now, honestly, that's like popping huge. I mean, I
Yeah.
think Gillis would be the next one that I want to see like really badly.
Yep.
Um,
Me too.
the guy The guy that we're going to see in Traverse City, I mean, we're going to see Bert and Big J, but the guy that's like the opener, Chad Daniels, I'm a big fan of Chad Daniels, and I have been for a little while. So I'm really excited to see him. He's fucking really funny. Um, and a guy that I want to see pretty badly though, and he's coming to Chicago. And the reason why I say that I want to see him really badly is because he's actually touring. Is Jezelnik,
Yeah. He's
and
an
he's
interesting one.
dark.
That'd be a very
Yeah,
different show. Yeah, because he's
100%.
so dark. Yep. And so
Yeah,
like he doesn't laugh at his own jokes. There is no he doesn't
no,
smile once up there.
yeah.
So it's
But like for me with him, it's like you see him on a couple like interviews and stuff, and you realize he's a normal guy, you know? He just has a sense of humor where it's different and like he found a way to make, to make money off it where it's like he's not some crazy fuck. So I don't know. I really want to go see him. He comes in like September, so um but yeah, that's my answer. Also Burr. Burr's like the one that I think is like untouchable at this point for me. I don't think I'll ever see him. He just toured this last year. I just don't know if I'll ever go and see him. But
yeah.
yeah, anybody for you?
I would say outside of Gillis, the top for me that I think could be untouchable that I might never see would be Louis C.K. I fucking love Louis C.K. I think he's
Oh yeah,
hilarious.
definitely. I
I'd love
fuck
to
with
see
Louis.
him.
Did you watch his last special? The one that just came out like 5 months ago?
I can't remember if I watched it or not. I remember hearing he was talking in an interview about how it was like on his website or whatever,
Yeah.
and I can't remember. I don't think that I watched it yet. I don't believe I
So
did.
it's annoying because it's funny because so the one before that, you're able to you go on his website, it's still up there. You go on his website, I think it's like $10 and you have it for fucking ever.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but this last one, it was on sale for like only a few days because it was live. You're able to
Yeah.
like buy the lot and you're able to like have it after the fact, but like you can't go on and see it anymore. You have to like go on YouTube and find like a bootleg version of it.
Really?
Yeah, because I went me and my buddy went to go watch it a couple like I don't know, like a month and a half, 2 months ago. And
Uh,
it was so hard to find. He ended up finding it, but you had to do some digging for that shit.
yeah. You had to go to like Stream East and
Yeah, literally. That's
yeah,
what we had to do.
that sucks.
Yeah. It's definitely a pain
Yeah,
in the
Louis
ass.
would be up there for me. Speaking of dark,
Yeah.
I wanted to throw this at you. We're getting off comedy. We could always go back, but
Of course.
uh, the I was driving home because I went to see Savannah last week at some point. I can't remember when, but um, on my way home, I was like, "Fuck." Because you always complain about this. I was like, our highways are so dark, and I
Dude,
don't notice it until you talk about it, and then I'm like, shit, our highways are really fucking dark.
it's
And we have
so hard.
it's weird. It's weird that it's only here. And Mike
Yeah.
brings this up all the time. So what I'm talking about is like we in Michigan for whatever reason, the Chicago people that listen, I'm sure know, but we don't have very many lights on our highway. And if you think about it and you go anywhere else,
Mm.
there's a light every 10 feet. so you could actually like see where you're
Yeah.
driving. In Michigan, you can't see shit. You're just going straight and hoping it's still straight.
Dude, it's the worst, man. I like you're right. I always talk about that. And like I swear every time I drive in Detroit or like to Detroit or to Michigan or whatever, it ends up raining sometime. Like only at night though. It starts
Yeah,
raining every time I drive to Michigan at night. There is some sort of rain. I'm like, God,
and you definitely can't
motherfucker,
see.
dude. Yeah, exactly. Then I got fucking. There's always some sort of construction on 94 because that's just what 94 does.
Yep.
Um, and it's like, I I couldn't agree more with you, man. I even think that like not necessarily Detroit, but like even like Saginaw and shit. I'm like, dude, this is like a pretty well like populated city,
Yeah.
and there's not enough streetlights like at all. Like we need to light up these streets. Like what the fuck is going on? I don't
I
know.
don't know what we're
Michigan's so
doing.
dark.
I don't know if it's like a. I'd love to see the stats on if there are more people that like more car accidents for people's falling asleep at the wheel in Michigan just because it's so dark everywhere compared to other
I
places, or if
wonder.
that doesn't
I,
play a factor at all. I don't know.
I
If
wonder, but I mean, I wonder. That's a good question. I bet you there's got to be more like nightly, or like the percentage of car crashes probably is higher
hmm
at night than other states that do have like lit up everything. Or even just fucking people getting pulled over at night because you can't see the stadies fucking sitting in the little turnarounds
hell
until you're
no.
up on them and you're like, well, I'm going 85, I'm getting pulled over. You know what I
Yep.
mean? Like, I bet you that there's a lot of stats that do show shit like that. Uh,
Are you a nod off while sleep or while driving guy?
Honestly, the only time no, no,
No,
absolutely not. No, the
I'm
only
so
time it's
bad at
like,
that,
are you?
dude. I like if I'm hungover, like driving home from somewhere in the morning, I'll fall asleep.
That's what I was about to say.
I
That's the
can't be
only time it
trusted.
happens to me is like it's the end of this 3 hour ride. I got like 30 minutes to go and it's like sunset or like in the morning and you're like, oh no, man. And I'll like be like, I'll like shake my head and
Dude,
be like, dude, crank the AC. Like I gotta stay the fuck up.
it pisses me off because I'll be like laying in bed at night, like, damn, I
Not
wish I
able to
could be
fall
one of
asleep.
those people that just, yeah, just hits the pillow and fucking
Yeah.
crashes and then you're out. That's so
Uh,
aggravating to me. People that can do that, you're so lucky. And then, yeah, it's 9:30 in the morning. I'm driving home from like Grand Rapids after a weekend of debauchery, and I'm like nodding off.
yeah.
And then I
Where's
get
this
home
12
and it's
hours
10
later?
o'clock at night and I can't fucking fall asleep.
Yeah,
It's the
definitely. That
worst.
shit's brutal, man. I, that's honestly one of my like. Well, there's like two things while driving that are like my two biggest fears in the world. One of them is reasonable, and that is nodding off because that shit scares the fuck out of me. Because I
Yep,
know some people that have fallen asleep and gotten into serious accidents.
me too.
And two, um, sneezing. That's the more irrational fear I have.
You don't like a
I
sneeze while you're
It
driving?
scares, dude. No, because I you lose track for a second, and like not not that I'm sneezing and jerking off the road or anything, but like I I don't know. I always get so nervous. I'll hold a sneeze, make sure no one's around, or I'll like slow up, sneeze, and then get back to whatever like speed limit I was doing and shit like that.
What's your sneeze? Can you give me like a can you give me a an acting sneeze here so I can get like what
It's
your
it's
timing is for it?
it's obnoxious.
It's a long one? Oh
So
god, you wind
it's
it up.
a because it takes a ask Brad Ross about this. If you ever he always used to talk shit to me. He'd be like, dude, you know it's not good to hold in your sneezes. I'm like, bro, I don't mean to. They just don't come out. So like it's like a like big.
Oh god.
Yeah.
So you're
Yeah.
4.3 seconds eyes off the road guaranteed
Well,
minimum.
no, I do like I keep my eyes open the tiniest bit when I'm like leading up to it, but once it goes back, it's a good second and a half, maybe two
You
seconds.
just turn the shades open.
Yeah, exactly, dude.
The
I got a
shades
little
aren't
bit of
up. You just fucking
yeah,
turn them open so you can see a little
yeah,
bit. The
exactly. That's all I
blinds. You got the
got.
blinds
Yeah,
open. That's what it is.
exactly. 100%. So it's not over, but either way, it's I mean it's quick, but like thankfully, I don't sneeze in succession. I'm not like a three sneezer. Because I'd probably be dead if I was like that. Seriously.
I don't know if I this is one of those times where you really need like
Cameras.
human stats.
Oh,
Because
okay.
maybe I've never sneezed while driving. I don't know. I feel like maybe there has never been a time where I've done it. Maybe never
There
once.
has to be, dude. You
But there
drive a
has to be,
well.
right?
Do you have allergies
Yeah. Well, I get like
like
2 week
seasonal?
allergies. I don't get like the people who get bad allergies for months,
So
but
like I have like especially as I gotten a little older, like I definitely have like I have allergies now. They're not terrible. But if I'm in a house with like dogs or something for too long, or which is every day of my life, or cats especially, or even the outside for too long, I get a little sneezy, a little congested. So it's like, and what do you do after you're outside for too long? You get in your car and you drive home.
right.
So I definitely think the allergies play into it, but yeah, dude, sneezing is terrifying when you're on the road. It really is.
Yeah, that's a long time to be taking your eyes off the road. That's like texting, dude. It's a
Wow,
dangerous game.
texting is the worst. Yeah, you ever just kind of like look at it and be like, how have I not ever crashed while texting?
Yes, all the time. And I try to cut down on it
Yeah.
because it is like because I know like you say when you look up, you're like, "Oh shit, it's been a beat."
Hmm. Yeah.
You know? And that's not
Yeah.
fucking good. Like that's you
No.
do that one too many times, it's like drinking and driving. You're going to get caught in the shit at some point.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. It's like, and honestly, like the thing about drinking and driving is like I'm always scared to get pulled over drinking and driving. So it's like I'm like,
Yeah,
and
right.
like but like with texting and driving, I have no fear of getting pulled over because I've driven by
Yep.
cops hundreds of times with my phone like this, dude, like straight up at the
Oh yeah.
fucking mirror, and it's
Yep.
like, but it's just the actual like me putting my head down for too long, and that's what's the worst part about it is there's no other than you like getting in a car crash, my mental is like, oh, there's no consequences for this.
Do you have the thing in your car? I have it in my Blazer. I think they're putting it in all cars now, but like the thing that it's basically like stop assist. So like when I'm when I'm approaching a car that's stopped or like going significantly slower than me and I haven't touched the brakes yet, I'll get like it'll go beep 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 like a three
Yeah.
beeps in my dashboard. You get
Yeah,
that too?
I get like a thing right on my right where my speed limit is, and
Mm,
it's like it'll tell you where it's at, and it'll go beep.
yep.
I don't know if it breaks for you at all.
Mine breaks for me if I don't
I was
break.
just I know I think it does only because I've been backing out of my driveway, and it's like I know there's a car coming, but I'm just kind of rolling and it'll stop me. You know what I mean? It's like I got 10 feet left to even get close to the street. There's a car that's about to pass me, so I know I'm not going to hit it, and I've had my car stop on its own. So I would
Yep.
assume that it does it for the front too then, but that shit's annoying as fuck because I
It's
know
very
like I got
annoying.
to it's like
I
dude,
did that too the other day. I was like turning left, and so like I'm obviously at the cross section, and then there's like as I'm turning left, I'm turning into cars that are obviously coming. They're trying to come across when the light's green. So I'm
yeah.
like kind of getting close as I'm turning left to these cars that are coming towards me, but I'm obviously like going around. I'm not gonna hit him, but my car thinks that I'm going right head on with this other car, so it fucking slammed on the brakes, and I was like, "Holy shit!" Scared the shit out of me, and
Yeah,
I was
that
like,
ain't
"Dude,
cool.
yeah, that's not cool." So then I started like looking up if there's a way to turn it off, but I don't think there is. But I
Well,
want it
dude, that's
on
funny.
for other times, but I don't want
Yeah,
like
when
shit
you
like
need
that to
it.
happen. Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny because I went up to Fox Lake, which is chain of lakes, whatever. It's spot in Illinois, cool. For my sister's birthday a couple weekends ago, and
Mm.
their buddy from Wisconsin, he's from Boston. Actually, they call him Boston. Um,
Just
he
call
gets
him the
like a
place
new,
he's from.
yeah, pretty much. Uh, It's like Zombieland.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of too. Immediately, it's
uh,
exactly like Zombieland.
so he drives like fucking, I don't know what he said, like, I don't know, like 10,000 miles a month.
Yeah.
Um, so he's putting mad numbers on his, maybe it was like 5,000, but it puts mad numbers on his car. So
Mm-hmm.
he does kind of like a program like you do, where it's like you know you're releasing more. So he's not
God damn it!
Jesus. All right, go ahead. My bad. Fucking Max, dude.
Stop doing that.
Stop doing that, Max. Hey,
Fucking
turn your
Max.
camera a little bit. Yeah, there you go. Little
Sorry about
technical
that.
difficulties with the pup. No big deal. No big deal.
Always happens. He's literally eating dryer lint because I'm not paying attention to it. The second I jump on the podcast, he finds the goofiest shit to get into, like in and around the basement, and it's fucking ridiculous. Like, where do you even get dryer lint? Did he reach in the thing, pull the thing out, and grab the lint out? Did he clean us out and then start eating it? That's crazy. But I wouldn't put
You
it past him.
did me a solid and then did me a not so solid.
And then it's like, I'm
uh
giving you $1,000 medical bill.
Jesus Christ.
Stupid.
We love him.
You do love him.
But yeah, so anyways, he tried to get a electric car, and he said he's like, because of the way it goes, like there's like these safety things, like you're not able to like gun it. So like you gun it. He's like, I'm a pretty aggressive driver, not gonna lie. He's like, so I gun it right away, and I don't
Mm.
go for like 2 seconds, and then all of a sudden, then it jerks me, and he's
That's
like,
so
it's almost,
annoying.
yeah. He's like, it's almost dangerous because I'm not expecting it. So if like I try to cut out in front of someone, like there's a
Right.
delay, and then I'm like, well, damn, like
You need it to
these
be
cars,
smooth.
yeah, exactly, like yeah, you need your, yeah. It's like when you have like a controller where the joysticks lag too much, and you're like,
Yep.
well, I did this an hour ago. I should be moving it by now,
Exactly.
you know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's funny that you talk about. I was gonna talk about some fears because it's about to be bee season,
Bee season? Oh, like the bug, like the, okay. Sorry, go ahead.
and I just hate them so much. And I was doing the little reading thing at Savannah's school the other day,
Mm-hmm.
and she gave like the kids didn't know it was like a mystery reader week, and the kids didn't know who was coming
Yeah.
in, so she gave them a hint. It was like, this person's afraid of bees. So naturally, like after I came in there and settled in and stuff, the one kid just raised his hands like, "Why are you afraid of bees?" I'm like, why the fuck are you not afraid of bees, son? Have you ever been stung before? Like, that's the craziest question I've ever been asked. Bees are terrifying. Do you have
Have you
another
ever been
like,
stung?
dude? A million. Oh, not a million times. I've been. I went on a good streak when I was little, whereas like I was never stung until I think I was like 9 or 10 in there
Mm-hmm.
somewhere. So like I had a good ride. And then when it finally happened, I was on a swing set. It was a standard 2 swings. It was a backyard swing set, and then it had the thing where one kid sits on one side, the other kid sits on the other
Like
side, just fucking
like the little seahorse kind of
like a little
almost looking thing.
seahorse action.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah. Yeah.
inside the plastic above the seahorse action was a beehive.
Oh
I didn't
no.
know that. Old Bobby Brown gets on the seahorse, Sting City. I only got 2 stings though, but it was like traumatizing. Can't trust a seahorse ever again after that, so I don't go anywhere near swing sets, and they used to love them. But
That might be the funniest thing you've ever said.
I can't go near a seahorse, dude. I can't do it.
I can't do swing sets. I used to
I
love
can't.
them.
I used to love a swing set, dude. I was a big get on the swing, get as high as you can, jump off the swing guy. I love that shit.
Absolutely.
Maybe
Damn.
even like a little like release yourself late backflip. Come on.
Mhm.
I was Travis
Yeah, that's
Pastrana on the ones and twos on the swing set.
a. So did you go on like
But
a streak where you started getting fucking murked by bees, or it was just that one time got you to the point where you're like, nah, never.
bad isolated incident, and then it happened a couple more times. The other two like bad ones were when I was actually working out both times. One was we
What?
were at football camp, and we went to this mountain. It was like a ski mountain, but it was in the summer, so the mountain was shut down. We just went there to work out and like run the hill basically.
Mhm.
And I'm halfway up the hill. My legs are surrounded by something. I don't know what's going on. Fucking ground bees, dude.
What?
Stinging the shit out of my legs. Coaches are wondering why, like screaming at me, wondering why I'm not running. And I'm like running in different directions because I'm trying to get away from these fucking bees. And then I get down there, stings all over my legs. They're like, fucking suck it up. I'm like, dude, if somebody out here is allergic, we should probably get on this because that kid's
Yeah.
going down for real. I don't know how, but I was the only one that got stung that day, of course,
Damn.
because I was
Yeah,
the
that's
most
unfortunate.
terrified and the bees knew it. That's why it happened.
Damn. So you've
Then
never just been like frolicking and
I've
like
never had a casual bee sting.
it's always been yeah, you've been those are two just kind of like what the fuck kind of stories going on there.
Yeah.
Damn.
Last one I was doing another like outside kind of like not CrossFit, almost like a rucking type where people wear the backpacks and they'll do like jogging and then do stuff in between. Um, and
Who
I
are
go
you?
down to do push-ups. Yeah, I don't know what my past life was full of workouts. I don't do that anymore, but but so this is like around college time, and I was doing push-ups in the grass. Get back up, look on my hand, like right on the top of my hand. There's a fucking black wasp like this, like literally taking up my entire hand.
Oh my goodness.
I like shit my pants, obviously, like shook my hand and then it stung me and it hurt so, dude. My
Oof.
hand, the rest of the workout was fucking, it was like Michelin Man. Brutal.
Damn.
So I'm out. That's why, first grader, that I don't like bees and that you shouldn't either.
Damn. Son, where'd you find this? That's
Hmm.
yeah, that's brutal. I don't fuck with bees. I'm very like run away from them type of shit. Like I'll be a bitch. I don't care. Like I'm like fucking I like
Me
start shadow
too.
boxing bees. Um
And
but
then
I
you
also
get the people in the back. That only makes them more mad. Shut the
yeah,
fuck up. I'm dodging.
exactly.
I'm duck, dip, dive, and dodge the second
Yeah,
I see one.
exactly, dude. That's the whitest shit I've ever heard. It only makes them madder. That's like when
Yeah.
in the scary movie and the white people are going in to find the ghost. It's like, nah,
Yeah.
dude, get the fuck out of there, bro.
It's
Like, no, no,
exactly
no,
what it
no, no.
is.
Yeah,
The
I ain't
Yeah, dude,
doing that shit.
people act like they're so cool in this situation where they're just like letting bees land on them. Like you've never
Yeah,
done that in your life.
exactly. And
You
even if you're like
dodge
an
and
apiarist, even if you're a fucking apiarist and you're like straight up collecting honey, those
mhm,
motherfuckers wear straight up hazmat suits, bro. Like,
they
you
get
know,
it.
there's a couple assholes that go out there with their bare hands and shit, like Stale Cracker, that fucking, you know what I'm talking about? The
Mm-mm,
TikTok guy.
mm-mm.
Let's get it, dude. The guy who like cooks
Oh yeah,
food and
yeah,
shit.
yeah. I
Yeah,
love
yeah.
that guy.
So yeah, he gets his own honey and shit, and he just goes barehanded. He's like, yeah, they sting me up, but you know, where it's like, okay, he's just an idiot, you know,
He
like
doesn't have any nerve endings. That's what
exactly.
that is. Yeah, or
Exactly.
brain
But yeah.
cells.
No, definitely not a bee guy. I don't fuck with bees. I got stung by a bee twice and it was in the same day and they were both in the face. It was brutal.
Was that the
Yeah, it
only
was
time you've ever been stung?
only been stung that I know of at least. I may have been stung before. I think I may have been stung in the hand one time, but it wasn't confirmed. So I'm gonna say nay. But it did pinch and sting like a motherfucker. But yeah, I was like 12 and I was in my pool and we didn't know there was a beehive over
Not
there.
to
It
brag.
was on the outside under the rail, like under the deck, under the rail. And I was like, you know, getting up onto the deck, you know, pushing myself up. And I was like, what the
Yep.
fuck? And I kind of didn't really think anything of it. I'm like, oh shit. And I did it again and they fucking pop, pop,
They
two of them
attacked
at
the
once.
face.
It was just, they didn't attack. It was two, pop, pop, dead,
They
done.
just sent in 2 fighter jets.
Yeah. Yep. And then I was like, ah! And I started kind of freaking out. I'm like, ah, like I was like, what the fuck? And I was like, I think I just got stung by a bee. And then we didn't know if I was allergic though, you know? So like we kind of took it seriously just to make sure.
Right.
And then I wasn't. Uh, but
That's
you know what
crazy, dude.
scares me, bro?
Team
Which
red, team
is,
blue, you are clear to engage, and they just fucking bing,
yeah, for real. Like, go, 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 go,
bing.
go. Um, one of my things is clowns, bro. Like I know that's cliche, but I don't fuck with clowns at all. and I don't even know
When did you know this? Like, were you, like, exposed to a clown? Like, was this, like, a birthday party situation? Or, like, you just
No,
kinda saw him
dude.
on
I
TV and you're
never.
like, "Nah, that ain't for me?"
Yeah, and it wasn't even like it. It was like a normal ass like Bozo the Clown. And I was like, nah, not for
Mhm.
me. And then you see like it and like what was that
Mhm.
one? It was like Killer Clowns from Outer Space, which is like the worst fucking like the
But those things are
lowest.
so scary in that movie.
Yeah, they're
But
like
yeah,
the
you're
it's the
right.
lowest quality movie on the fucking planet.
No
But
budget.
yeah, but yet I was like, fuck this, bro. And then you know what really like the kicker was, and this is funny because this is like actually a comedy movie. It was Scary Movie 2. Okay.
Yep.
And they go to the mansion and Ray Ray is in the fucking or no, not Ray, Ray, not Ray Ray, but just
Mhm.
Ray. He's in the one room and there's like the clown, right? And
Yep.
all of a sudden it pulls him under and he's like da 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 da, and like that clown, I was like, fuck this. I was like, fuck these clowns, man. Um,
That was like yeah, that was like a poltergeisty kinda looking,
yeah,
like, stuffed animal type of clown. And yeah, it
yeah,
was
but
under
like
the
a
bed, right?
yeah, it was like a life size. It was no, it was on the chair at first, and then like it was like looking around, and then it was under the bed and it dragged him under,
Yeah.
and then Ray ended up flipping the switch and raping the clown.
Yeah, dude, I gotta
So,
go back and run all those movies.
but yeah, that's one of mine, dude. Like, I don't fuck with clowns. I'm not really like irrationally afraid of anything else. Just
Were you
probably 'cause I haven't
ever
encountered it.
if you were, like, scared of clowns, I was always, we had a Chuck E. Cheese in Saginaw, and, like, Chuck E. Cheese
hmm
freaked me the fuck out. Like, the dude in the suit. And just
I
pick a
ne-
better mascot, like, that's a terrifying mascot.
yeah, we never really went to the Chuck E. Cheese because they were kind of ghetto. Um, that's beside the point. But
That's just a fact.
I that yeah, though I like the mascot looking shit doesn't get me really. But I
No.
don't know, something about a clown, dude. It just bothers me. It's like because it's like fuck you, like you're fake as shit. I don't know. I don't like clowns, man.
You're not here for clowns. You're out.
Yeah,
It's a good thing that the circus died in, like, 1960 or you'd be in big
for
trouble.
real. Oh, absolutely, dude.
Nobody's doing the circus anymore.
Nah.
Uh, One thing that I saw today that I want to bring up to you that I did not know. So, Wrexham FC, the football club that in Wrexham, England, that Ryan Reynolds and Mac from Always Sunny own.
Okay.
Do you know about this? You have to know about
I
this. How would you not know about this?
so they just bought it, didn't they?
Like 3 years ago, I think.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know much about it, but I know that they own some shit together. So
Okay.
yeah.
So they actually just won their league, I'm pretty sure, and they're getting moved up, which is fucking sick. Their show on Hulu, highly recommend. That just kind of follows them around and what they're doing with the team is pretty sick. But this weekend, they had a game and Charlie was there. Charlie Kelly from Always Sunny. Charlie Day.
Charlie Day.
Everybody knows him from Horrible Bosses. He was at the game and he was in the owner's box, obviously, with Mac and everybody. And he was out in like the front two rows that you always see in front of like suites and stuff at games.
hmm
And he was like pounding a beer. And somebody took a picture of him like in a different suite, in a suite next to them, and sent it over to Mac and was like, "Hey, you better get your boy. He's not supposed to be doing this." And yeah, and Charlie's like, "What the fuck?" And so in at soccer games in the UK and like English Premier League games and stuff like that, you can only drink on the concourse. You can't bring your beer into view of the pitch is what the rule is.
Really.
Isn't that fucking wild?
I just feel like that's dumb as shit. Like
That's what I thought. Like, what is the I get that they're like savages over there, but it's still
like
like
don't
it's still sports. It's still a game, and like they still have games going on, so it can't be that bad. I mean, is it like they let people drink in the stands and it's just like fires starting everywhere? Or like I don't understand.
yeah, that's my thing. It's like, well, I you can still have like water and like soft drinks and stuff, right? Like
I would assume
it's
so.
just
I
straight
assume
up
they just got
alcohol.
yeah, I assume they just got ushers at the in front of each section or whatever telling you, "Hey, you can't cross this line with your beer."
Damn. Like my thing is if it's for the safety of like the crowd and shit like that, then I'm very okay with that. All right, obviously
Me
something
too.
happened, someone maybe have died, whatever, something like that. I'm okay with that. If it's for like the integrity of the game, fuck off. You know what I'm saying?
Grow up and like move. It's kind of like old baseball guy. Like,
Yeah,
let's move on
exactly.
here.
Exactly. It's kind of like, yeah, just old any sport guy really. Like
Yep.
like fuck off. Like it's like old country music telling new country music that they're being too like fun. You know?
Right.
Like
Exactly.
stop it.
Yes.
That if that's the case, we got to change the fucking rules. The queen's dead. Who gives a fuck? Let's
Yep.
let's change the rules. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Um but if it's for the safety of the fans and potentially the players, then all right, I can get on board with that personally.
It would be so there. I mean, halftime in these games must just be
A
bananas
fucking
at
mess.
concessions,
Oh, it's
right?
got to be. Has to be. I
Because
mean,
how do you even cycle through all those people that want beer at halftime?
they probably have so many kiosks open. They probably don't even have food vendors. They just only have booze vendors. And
Right.
then during play, they fucking flip the switch, and it's like, all right, we sell food now.
I wonder if that changes anything from like when they open the stadium and stuff too, you know?
hmm
Like maybe
I don't know.
I don't know. I'd be surprised, I guess, if they open it like way before so people could drink on the concourse. But maybe they open
Yeah,
it even closer to kick than we do when we open stuff in America. You know,
yeah.
just to
I
be
want.
like, hey, you can't do anything in here anyway. Like, let's just get in an hour before the game starts and fucking then go.
Imagine though, like say like you're going, say you're in America, right? And like you're going across the pond to see like your favorite fucking football club, whatever you want to call it.
Hmm.
And like you're like, oh yeah, we're gonna have a great time. We're gonna get rah rah with the fucking crowd, whatever. And then they're like, yeah, you can't drink during the game. I would be like, granted, you'd probably already know that,
Yeah,
but like, I'd be so mad if I went in there blind and was like, no,
for
like,
sure.
dude, like, fuck. I guess they're trying to keep it pure, keep the tourists out, I guess, but
I wonder if they keep that rule when the NFL plays at Wembley.
I was gonna say the same thing. Is it just for that? Because it's like, or is it if they have the Olympics there? Or if they have, I wonder if they do keep that rule. It's like it has to be like that, or if it's just for like certain leagues in England.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how many like I was reading the comments and stuff on the post and everybody was just like, "Yep, this is like a rule in the UK, blah blah blah." I didn't dig too much into it myself, but everybody that commented that was apparently from the UK just kind of knew the rule or was Premier
hmm
League guys, so wild. It'd be very interesting to see like what if the NFL did a rule like that to see what the fan reaction would be. Obviously,
Dude,
it'd be very poor because of, I
yeah,
mean, drinking a beer in the NFL go together like peanut butter and jelly. But
yeah. I also think that we're too greedy here. We're too
oh, for
money
sure,
hungry. They're not
for
gonna lose
sure.
out on those sales just to
No,
fucking show some integrity or some shit like that.
no, we would never do
Uh,
it. But it'd
no,
be wild to see the reaction if a rule like that was implemented.
yeah.
Yeah, that'd be
It's fu-
crazy. It'd be interesting to know why that rule is in place, for
Yeah,
sure.
and I personally think it's probably some old timey shit like
Hmm.
that. I guarantee it's past date and outdated, but
Yep,
they're just they're I feel like there's a lot of tradition in those type of countries like that. Where it's
that's
like
all it
like we have
is, dude.
tradition, but it's like yeah, like it's all that shit is yeah. I mean they had a queen for fucking however many years. Like they still
It's
have a
like
fucking king and queen.
yeah, they're just behind in shit in general. I
Yeah.
say like that's that's like the South Park when it's the snookin' or sniz, and they're talking
hmm
about the oldest enemy, and the British are coming, and they still are in the boat, and they have like
yeah.
muskets and shit. That's just how we view them forever. Like they're just
Yeah.
the same. They don't have
Yeah.
like cars or anything. Like everybody's moving horse and buggy. Like it's just old time over there permanently.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
know why, but
definitely.
I think we just kind of have that view. I definitely do.
I
Yeah, that
definitely
was.
do too.
And you're right though. Like even just watching that show about the Wrexham football team, like the city of Wrexham, this is all they got. So
Really?
everybody cares a lot, and they've cared about it for God knows how fucking long. So yeah, it's everybody's deep in tradition. But yeah, it's just like this small little town, and all they have is this football team.
That's interesting to find. That's interesting to find out, though. But I don't like it. But I mean, that's an interesting fact that I would have literally never known. It's funny that, like, I wonder, like, so a guy like Charlie Day, right? He's American. He's the owner's fucking homeboy.
Yep.
Like, if they see him doing that, like, is it like straight up like you're out, or is it like,
I think it's more of
hey
like a
man, you
fine type thing.
like you gotta cut the shit if you see you doing it again, like you're out of
Yeah.
here maybe, because
Maybe a slap on the wrist and then maybe like a fine if they like if he did it again or something.
yeah,
You know, if he was just if he was in the owner's box, I'm assuming if he was like a regular fan, they just go and grab the person and boot him. I would assume.
yeah,
You know, yeah, that was wild to me.
that is wild.
Last thing I
Shit.
saw, we're doing a lot of driving today.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw this video, but in Detroit, I can't remember if it was yesterday or 2 days ago. This there's this video that came out from the car of a state trooper, and he's just going kind of slowly going down the highway. All of a sudden, you see this big ass cow pull up out of the trees, like next to the highway, start booking down the freeway. After the cow, like a minute later, you see this dude, this cowboy on horseback, fucking twirling the lasso, trying to wrangle this cow. And it's all on camera, this like state trooper. And I was like, and there's cars, it's a 4-lane highway. So cars are like passing by on the left. They're trying to keep these guys like corralled on the right a little bit, but it was just a mess.
Do you have the video pulled up?
Um, no, but I'll send it over to you right now.
Yeah, say send it over to me. I want to watch it.
Yeah.
I mean, what the weird part about that is the fact that it was in Detroit.
Yes. Like not obviously like not downtown, like not the city or anything,
Cool.
but on a highway in, the Detroit area, the Detroit suburbs, and yeah, they just somehow this cow got loose and they were talking about it on the radio today a little bit, and it kind of piqued my interest and my thought process here. Like, do you think that guy that was chasing him down was just like ready for that? Do you think that was his cow, or do you think that they had like we got guys on call for shit like this? you
I,
know?
I don't know, because I mean, you'd imagine it's like it has to be a cow farmer of some sort that was like, oh, old Bessie got loose type of thing, because there's no way that if people had shit like that on retainer, it would be like a cop coming to fucking shoot the thing dead. You know what I mean?
Right.
I
I've never seen yeah, and I've just never seen like I mean, how would you? I've never seen a cowboy in Detroit. Like it just doesn't happen. I haven't seen a cowboy north of Tennessee, let alone up here, you know?
like I've never seen a cowboy doing cowboy shit.
Correct. Correct.
I've
It
never seen
was
a
like
cowboy cowboying, you know?
yeah. It was so yeah, it was just wild. I just sent you the video so you could see it, and it's perfect because it's this brown and white cow pulls right out in front of the cop, and then you see this fucking dude with the lasso
What the
cooking
fuck?
behind him. And look at the road. Look at the road sign.
Uh, oh my god, dude,
Dude.
what the fuck? Oh my god, I just drove on that road like last week.
Yeah.
And then there's a dude with the four-wheeler fucking spotting him.
Yeah, the dude
Like,
in the four-wheeler, like, what are you even doing? You're no help unless you got a lasso.
this might be the funniest video I've seen like all year long, dude. Because it looks
Imagine
so staged.
It does. The way that the horse pulls right up behind the cow is like, is this did you guys plan this today? What is happening?
Oh, that's good stuff. And like he's got the cowboy hat on and shit. Like this dude was ready to
He's
fucking go.
Dude, he is in the Canadian tuxedo, like, he's
Yeah.
fully denimed out. This guy was like he was
That's so
born and bred to chase down a cow on I-75.
good. Yeah, dude. That is hilarious, man. I would fucking imagine if you're a driver. That would be damn near terrifying though. Like what
Dude,
do you
you're
do?
shitting your pants. If you hit that
Yeah.
cow, your car is totaled.
And you if you're going quick enough, you're
Oh,
dead.
you're dead. For sure.
You're in or at least you're in a world of hurt for damn sure.
Oh,
'Cause
yeah.
those things move. Damn.
Dude, I think they're
I don't
like a
know, man.
ton. I think they're like
Yeah.
1,000 to
I mean,
2,000 pounds for
that guy looked I don't know if they're that big, but that guy looked a little small. I looked like kinda like a baby. That looked like a young Amish on Rumspringer not wanting to come
Yeah,
back right there.
you're right.
That guy was like, "I don't wanna be
Yep,
hamburgers."
yep. He was not about to be a McDouble. He's like, "I
No,
escaped.
yeah,
I got out."
yeah.
And now he's
Oh,
just
shit.
the shameless walk for that cow
Well,
back
how did they
home has
get him
gotta be
back? You think they
brutal.
wrangle him and then they walk him like a dog?
I don't know. They gotta be close to the farm at that point, right? There's no way he was, like, trekking miles.
Well, they're not throwing him up on the back of the horse with the guy, like, you'd imagine they gotta walk him like a dog.
Yeah, either they walk him like a dog or they bring the trailer out. Those are the only 2 options.
That's gotta be one of the funniest videos I've seen in a while, dude. Oh, I
Dude,
love it.
the
I love
other
dumb
cows
shit.
talking so much shit when he got back.
Dumbass thought you were gonna get out of here, boy.
Yeah, dude. Look at Bill coming back now. What a
Yeah.
fucking moron.
Hey, Bill, just eat your fucking free grass and shut the fuck up.
Yep. He's like, I saw the highway, boys. I was there. I almost got out. I could smell it. Then I had
Oh,
the 5-0 behind me, and before I knew it, I was lassoed.
oh, that's great, man. You don't see. I would honestly like. I've seen some shit on the road, like accidents. I've seen a lot of fires lately, which is wild. I've seen like 4 fires, like
That's
engulfing
scary.
fires,
Yeah,
dude.
that's scary.
So, not that this is fun, but like I don't ever see any fun shit on the road. You know, like you don't ever see like some weird shit. I don't think I've ever seen a deer cross the road while I was driving. I see dead deer fucking everywhere, but I've never seen a deer cross the road when I was driving ever in my life.
Really?
Really?
You've never slammed on your brakes and been like, oh shit.
Nope, not once.
Really?
I've seen them on the side of the road like twice, but I've never seen one run across the road in my entire life.
Damn. You're lucky.
Yeah. Yeah, no shit. That is scary and obviously could be detrimental.
I
Um
guess where you live, they're not very prominent though. I mean, you're
no, but
close
dude,
enough to the city where it's like,
nah, dude, we have a lot of suburbs like a little bit like southwest of us that like where my brother lives and there's a lot of forest preserves and shit like that, like a lot of them. Like there's
yeah.
enough deer running around where like I should see one here and there. Like you see like I said, you see roadkill all the fucking time.
Hmm.
But dude, these
Yeah, I don't.
fires, bro.
Yeah,
These
that's
fucking
crazy.
fires. Hold on, let's talk about these fires. So one day I'm going to a liquor store, right? And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, I need to get in here. I need to get the fuck out of here, right? I turn and there's a car inside of a nail salon, crashed into the front of the nail salon, all through the glass, on fire, just engulfed in fire. I'm like, what in the fuck is going on? Nobody in the car, cops come, whatever. That nail salon is closed, never been open since.
Yeah,
Um,
toast. Literally.
and I was like, geez, dude, this is crazy. Then, like 3 months later, I'm driving home from work at a gas station. There's a minivan parked at a pump, engulfed in flames. Where I'm like,
At the pump?
at the pump. I don't know if the pump was in it or what, or if that's what started the fire. Like someone fucked off, like accidentally had a lighter, whatever.
Yeah.
Poof. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? And I'm like, dude, hopefully no one's dead. Obviously, people probably got out, but like, or nothing blew. But that's number two. And then like 6 months later, I'm driving home from getting a haircut. I look to my left in like a Walgreens parking lot, and there's like a box truck, nobody around it, no cops there yet, just because I saw like the black smoke from behind the building. I'm like, what the fuck? I look, just a box truck, looks like an Office Depot type truck,
Yeah.
woof, just on full fucking fire, dude. Like Johnny Blaze, whatever his name is, flame the fuck on. And I'm like, why am I seeing so many fires, dude? Like, this is insane.
I feel like being the first person to an accident like that, like, if it's just literally a truck on fire with nobody around it, I feel like in my brain it would almost be like, maybe that shit's supposed to be on fire and somebody did that on purpose. Like, maybe this is just okay. Maybe this is part of what this business does. Like, I don't
Dude, it
know,
was wild.
you don't
I
want to
was
be
like,
the first
what?
guy on the horn. Like, I think this truck's on fire and it's an accident, but maybe it's not. Like,
Yeah.
you know?
No, I didn't call anybody.
No,
I
I'm
just
sure.
drove by and then I went like 10 like probably like 30 more feet and I just see fucking trucks zooming down. I'm like, "Oh, there they are."
Yeah, that's good.
But
That's crazy though. The one at the pump. I mean,
it was
that's not
scary.
cool.
Yeah.
That whole place could blow.
Yeah, I mean literally and
That's
nothing
some
but I mean,
GTA shit.
I was kind of near it like stop cuz the traffic was backed the fuck up and like I watched it just sit there on fire for a good like 7 to 8 minutes. And I was like, just waiting. I'm like, this thing is fucking something's gonna happen, and nothing happened. It was crazy. I'm
You
like,
were
well, I'm
waiting like
stopped.
in 21 Jump Street when nothing's blowing up.
Yeah, literally, dude. Literally, man. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
But they do say that those cars don't actually like cars don't blow up like that. That shit's all just movie shit. Like they do
really?
catch fire, obviously, but they say that that it's really hard to get those things to like blow up. So
Yeah, I had the one car start on fire and it never blew up.
yeah.
It was fully torched too.
Well, yeah, yeah,
Everything
yeah, yeah.
everything was on the ground, nothing was left. Like this car was done and it didn't blow up. So,
Shit's insane,
yeah.
dude.
R.I.P. R.I.P. to the old Grant or the Bonneville. God, that was a sick car. I fucking miss that car. I'd still have that car if it wasn't for my stupidity and my arsonism.
Have you ever explained that story on this? I know you've talked
I
about it a little bit.
I think that I have.
What
Should
what happened?
I- so it
You're past the
was
statute of limitation at this point, dude. They
yeah,
can't
oh,
get
we're way
arson
past it.
charges.
Oh, the cop brought me home, so I was already in the clear. So it was a party that we were having in the winter right after this must have been like freshman year of college because it was a
Okay.
party in Saginaw at one of my high school friends' house where like a bunch of people from high school got together. And I was gonna stay there and then like didn't have a good bed, so I was like, all right, fuck it, I'm gonna leave. It was like 3 a.m. and I just lived not very far, like probably 5 minutes down the road. And I was fine and everything by this point, so I was like, all right, I'm going home. I get in the car. It's a Pontiac Bonneville, so think of a Grand Prix or a Grand Am, that kind of car, super low to the ground. And we had like a foot of snow on the ground at this time. So I'm pulling out of this cul-de-sac, and it's kind of hard to see circle of life here because we don't have any fucking lights on our roads. And so I'm pulling out of this cul-de-sac. I don't see the curb because of a combo of the snow and no lights. And so I'm kind of like, I kind of hit the curb a little bit and I'm like, oh shit, just got to like go left, veer left a little bit. But I got stuck. So naturally, I start revving the engine trying to get my ass backwards so I can pull out and get back onto the road. I rev and rev and rev too long. Bottom line, don't rev too long because your hood will engulf in flame. And that's exactly what happened. I'm looking through the windshield. My hood starts on fire. Like there's not even like a little bit of smoke. It just goes. Panic ensues. And
Oh,
there's a
absolutely.
so I run back to my buddies. My car's on fire. I'm like calling downstairs. He's upstairs sleeping. There's probably like 10 to 15 people in the house because it was like a decent size party. Everybody's crashed. And I was like, dude, look. And he looks at the front door and he's like, holy shit, is that your car? I was like, yeah, not good. Neighbors are coming out at this point because this is literally a cul-de-sac. This is in the circle of a subdivision cul-de-sac area.
Yeah.
So people are coming outside. Everybody's like, what the fuck's going on out here? There's a fire. People call the cops. eventually I got to walk back over to my car. It's like I'm looking out the window. People are surrounding my car. I don't know any of these people. They're neighbors with the cops. I was like, damn, dude, I got to go back out there and say, like, hey, this is my car. So I did it. And the cop was super cool about it somehow. And he was like, yeah, like, you got stuck. That's tough. Whatever. Shit happens. And he was like, where do you live? And I just told him where I live. I was like, I'm just down the road here. He's like, all right, I'm going to take you home. And he took me home, dropped me off. Never talked to him. Never heard from the cops again. That was it. Some wrecker must have just taken my car away. And that was the end of it. I never, like, there was no, like, insurance involved, nothing. Like, it's just ended
Dude, that's
somehow.
insane. Just
Isn't that
was
nuts?
gone. That
And
is
then I
in-
would
that
just
is
wake up the
insane.
next day. My parents are like, there's no car in the driveway. We didn't think you were here. And I have to explain that story to them. And it was more so of just like, you're an idiot. Now the car that you get next is going to be really shitty because we didn't have any money for your first car. So we're not just going to sling you a sick backup.
Well, on that note, everybody go like, subscribe, fucking follow the pod on all the socials, Instagram, TikTok, Fair Enough Pod 1 on TikTok, right?
Fair Enough Pod 1 on TikTok. Yep.
If you do listen on Apple and Spotify, man, I really think it would help if we can get a little bit of ratings, fucking thumbs ups, whatever they have available. You know, we're begging for likes at this point, and we will till we get up there, right?
Yeah, we got some decent we got a bunch of 5-star ratings on Spotify. But yeah, if you haven't done that yet, thanks everybody that did that. That's awesome. And yeah, if you haven't done that yet and you do listen on Spotify or Apple Music, yeah, like Mike said, just find your way to like it.
Yeah, takes 2 seconds. It's free. It does nothing but help us out, put us in the algorithm a little more.
We ain't sending you any emails unless you want them.
Exactly.
All right, episode
All right.
70 is a wrap. Covered a lot of driving today. So
Yes, sir.
everybody stay safe on the roads out there. Keep your headlights on and look out for bees. We love you.
Absolutely. Deuces.